Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today, I am going to recap and explain a recently released movie called Elevator Game. This movie is loosely based on the recent internet phenomenon of elevator game. We see a girl by the name of Becky entering an elevator with a mobile in her hand. She was about to try this internet phenomenon of the elevator game where you have to press a few buttons on the elevator in this sequence to enter another dimension. The legend of this game goes like this. If you press the elevator buttons in this sequence, at the end of the 5th floor, a ghost lady will take you to her world. One has to close their eyes and mouth while the door closes on the 5th floor. If by mistake or by curiosity someone tries to see this lady, then the lady will attack them and kill them. After the closure of the 5th floor door, one has to press button 1 to go to the 1st floor. If everything goes right, then the lift will not take you to the 1st floor, instead it will take you to the 10th floor and you will enter another red world. Becky was trying all this while shooting it on her phone. She closes her eyes after pressing the 5th floor button. She tries hard to stop herself from taking a peek, but her curiosity gets the better of her. She opens her eyes before the doors get closed and then presses button 1. Here, instead of going to the 1st floor, she starts to go to the 10th floor. She thought it worked and the legend is true. But to her surprise, the lift starts to malfunction by oscillating between the floors. After some time, it stops at the 10th floor and the doors open. She felt a breeze of negative energy passing through her and someone was standing behind her. It was a ghost, who asked her where she was going. Then this ghost kills her. The story now starts after a few months. We see 5 recently graduated high school students who were making horror episodes for their channel. The names of these kids were Maddie, Chris, Izzy, Chol, and Kevin. These guys started their channel as a hobby while in high school, but now it has become a sort of full-fledged job to fund their college fees. It is understandable as tuition fees have become so high that kids have to do is side while studying. Kevin was the director-cum-administrator whose job was to manage relations and scheduling. The sponsors of the latest episode were not very happy with the way these guys presented their product as it was barely visible. They demand that these guys should reshoot the episode and project the product clearly. Kevin somehow reassures them that in the next episode, he will project their product more clearly. To meet this demand, these guys were forced to shoot another episode in a short time. Kevin here introduces another guy by the name of Ryan to the team who was a huge fan and was willing to work as an intern. Chol, the head of research, opposes this idea of shooting an episode in a hurry. She says she needs time to go through the archives to find the new topic or they will lose credibility. But Kevin insists on finding a quick short topic and forces everyone to come up with the idea. Ryan here suggests the idea of an elevator game as it was quick, easy to shoot and pretty much zero expense. He tells about the incident of Becky as she was from this neighborhood. But Chris doesn't agree with this and says this is very simple and boring. Nobody would like seeing us going up and down for 20 minutes in a box. Kevin had no option to do this as there were no other good ideas. Chol welcomed Ryan by showing him around the studio with the wellness center, which was on the roof. She feeds her number on his phone for contact. Later these guys end up at the same apartment where Becky had disappeared with all their gears. Kevin wanted everyone to be in the sponsor's shirt to be on the safer side this side, but the guys shot down this idea by saying it would be too much. Only Izzy wears it. Since it was Saturday, the office was almost empty, which made it easy for these kids to crash in it. Ryan helps Iz to set up a camera inside the lift. Later, she connects all other cameras to her tablet via Wi-Fi to get a live feed. Chol tells Ryan that she is a total history nerd, and that's why she likes research. After setting everything, Chris, Maddie, and Chol enter the elevator. Chris starts his impromptu acting and an explanation about the episode where Maddie explains the sequence. Once inside, these guys have to press floor buttons in 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5 and 1 sequence. Upon reaching the 5th floor, one has to close their eyes till the door shuts on its own, else the ghost lady will kill everyone. Just then Izzy comes live for promotion. Chris narrates about it by pointing towards her boobs with the tagline, "Taste the health," which is kind of gross. Maddie, Chris, and Chol enter the elevator with the attitude that all this is a hoax. They press button 4 and then 2. Here Chol narrates about Becky, how she went missing. Izzy, Ryan, and Kevin were seeing this live on a tablet when suddenly some interferences started. After reaching the 6th floor, the lights inside the elevator started blinking, which scared Maddie. He wanted to leave the show right there, but Chris and Chol stopped him. After visiting the 10th floor, which was totally empty, these guys head to the 5th floor for the showdown. Maddie was scared like hell. He insisted on Chris not to open his eyes as he started believing in this legend. Chris, smirking, said yes. Down in the lobby, a security guard came for a routine checkup, which forced these guys to hide. The feed was live on a tablet, but they couldn't see it. Inside the elevator, all three had closed their eyes while the camera was recording them. Chris intentionally opened his eyes for a while to see what would happen, but not to his amazement, nothing happened. After the door was closed, Chol and Maddie opened their eyes, breathing a sigh of relief. Chris was still smirking as he pressed the 1st floor's button. This time, the elevator, instead of going down, started going up, implying something was not right. Maddie was freaked by this. He rushed to stop the elevator, but Rest 2 stopped him. Just then the elevator stopped at the 9th floor as an employee working there had pressed the down button. He was surprised to see these guys here. Later, all 4 ended up at the lobby, as this time, the elevator had gone down. Before the elevator door got closed, Chol heard some rhyme music, which surprised her. Izzy was in a pickle here, as due to some interference, she had lost a major chunk of the data. She was not sure what caused this, but they needed a reshoot now. Chris refuses to reshoot this, as he thinks all this is a hoax. Here Ryan reveals his secret as to why he suddenly chose to work with these guys. Becky was his little sister, who was a freshman. Chris had hooked up with her with a promise of getting her on the show if she records this crazy internet viral phenomenon. To impress him, she took this crazy challenge and disappeared. Izzy and Chol were beaming with anger against Chris, as this was clearly sexual exploitation. Chris, in a rage, refused all allegations as he believed Becky had simply run away from home. A scuffle breaks out between Ryan and Chris on this issue. Soon a security guy kicks these kids from there. Chol sympathized with Ryan for her sister, but he too lied to them and forced them to make a show on this. Izzy and Kevin head back to the studio to work on whatever they got. Here Izzy realizes that she forgot to pick up the camera, which was inside the elevator. Hence these two once again head back to the same building. It was almost the evening and Chris dialed Chol to talk about his feelings, but she was in no mood. At her flat, she again heard the same rhyme which she heard at the elevator. As Chris entered his flat's lobby, he saw the same ghost that we saw during the Becky incident. It attacked him, made him catatonic, and, later, killed him. Maddie was waiting at the bus station for his bus, which seemed late. Ryan thought hard about what to do next. He was determined to find his sister, hence he too went back and pressed the elevator's buttons in sequence. After the 5th floor, the elevator started heading back and stopped at the 10th floor. Strangely, it was a different world with a shadow of red light. This place is a different world similar to the normal world. Ryan slowly, in horror, came out and soon saw the same ghost outside the building. It started chasing him as he quickly ran to the lobby and locked himself. Back in the normal world, Izzy and Kevin recovered the camera, and unlike the normal folks who would head back in this situation, Izzy decides to check out this game for fun. At the end of the 5th floor, these guys don't close their eyes, and Izzy jokes about the ghost being fake. Just then the ghost appeared behind Kenan and pierced his mouth by her hand. The blood splattered all across Izzy's face, and she too got killed. All this was recorded on her camera. The elevator then went up to the 10th floor. Strangely, it opened at the other world where Ryan was waiting. Ryan, in a hurry, jumped into it, where the ghost lady tried to kill him. Inside he saw Izzy's camera recordings. All this confused him as Izzy's and Kevin's body were missing. Chol was researching this game when she found out that many more girls had disappeared while following this game. Later she gets a call from Ryan, who had panicked, and explains everything. She asks him to meet her at a wellness center in the office. On the other side, Maddie is haunted by the ghost, which freaks him out. He runs like hell from there and calls Chol, who asks him to come to the office. While on his way, he jumps into a restaurant and starts picking up items like salt and a lamp. He wanted to enact a protection circle to repel the ghost. Being on a horror show, he knew a thing or two about voodoo, but was not sure it would work. He was again haunted by the ghost. At the wellness center, Ryan tells Chol about his soul game, what he saw in the red world, and hands her Izzy's camera. This shocked her as she too got scared. She decides to go to the police when she sees the circle made by Maddie. He was freaking out. He narrated his experience, but Chol didn't buy it. She still thinks all of this is an internet hoax. According to her research, this started a decade earlier when a bunch of drunk sorority sisters placed one of their friends, Alice, in an elevator shaft. It was all a prank, but they forgot about her over the weekend when Alice died due to falling. It seemed the elevator malfunctioned and fell. Maddie and Ryan were insisting on finding the solution instead of going to the cops. Here starts humming the same rhyme that Chol was hearing everywhere. It turned out to be the nursery rhyme about the elevator. It had a hidden message about the game. When someone opens the door, they have to close it to get rid of that ghost. These kids didn't know about it. Just then the ghost appeared in the studio, which literally freaked Chol. Maddie was confident that she won't cross the circle, but she did. She attacked him and killed him. Ryan quickly grabbed Chol's hand and ran from there to the office building. When the security guy stopped them from entering the elevator, Chol sprayed mace on him and ran. Quickly, she started the game. The elevator went up to the 10th floor after the 5th floor. This time Chol too saw the red world. For a bit, Ryan heads out to find his sister, but Chol drags him in. These guys closed the door and they were headed back. The elevator stopped at the 5th floor. These guys again closed their eyes in anticipation of the attack. Just then these two heard the voice of the lady ghost asking where they were going. Hearing this, Chol slightly opened her eyes and the ghost lady attacked her. Ryan was resisting the temptation, but he too opened his eyes and saw the blood spattered all across the elevator. The ghost lady consumed him as well. After a few months, we see another girl entering the same elevator to play the same game for Instagram Reels. She says Chol and her friends went missing while shooting this game. This means the legend of the elevator game continues and the fools will keep on dying. With this, the movie ends. The moral of the story is don't try to follow every trending topic on the internet, it may backfire. Hope you liked this movie. Please subscribe to my channel and give it a like. Thanks for watching.